All right, what's going on, fellas? Welcome back. Hate to see it. Welcome back to the basement. I'm Ron, and today we're hopping on here to get some last-minute best ball resurrection entries in today. This is a best ball tournament that Underdog has released. It's going to close on Thursday. Make sure you get in ASAP. $10 to enter. It's a best ball tournament that kind of gives you a little bit of a fresh start at fantasy, where it's a tournament going from week 6 through week 17, $100,000 to first place, $500,000 in prizes. Pretty much a cross between a puppy and a Best Ball Mania 3 that you can draft in season. So we have a lot to do here. As always, if you haven't joined Underdog already, I'll put a link in the YouTube chat, in the YouTube comments, in the YouTube description that has my link, which will take you right to Underdog. You use Prime promo code Ron. Promo code Ron will get you your deposit matched all the way up to I almost said $1,000, all the way up to $100. Now, how are we doing, everybody? Make sure, let me know if you guys can hear me, if you can see me. What's going on, everybody? Hold on, let me get in the YouTube chat real quick. How are we today, though? How are we? Underdog also has some really cool pick'em contests. They have some really cool weekly contests. They even have NBA contests, which we'll be sort of exploring as we get deeper into the season. How is everybody? What do we got in here? Ron, what's going on? What's going on? I also figure we hop in here and some waiver wire questions, any fantasy questions you guys might have. We got, I'm Ron. We're here. All right, let me hop in one of these if you guys want. If you guys want to hop in with me, get on Underdog, and we'll hop in one of these together. All right. So we're good to go there. Let me show the screen. All right. Get this out of here. We got chats from last time we were live. What do we got here? Big Ball Ron. I've been called that by some. How are you, Ron? I'm good. Ron, should I for real spend all my fab on Kenneth Walker? Probably. All right, so I'm going to hop into one of these, and then we'll start answering questions. So I'm going to go enter. Boom. So if anybody wants to hop in here, get in here ASAP. Oh, shit. Never mind. We're just going to hop right into one of these, which is perfect. Let me know if any of you guys are in here. I'm curious. Do I recognize any of these names? No. I don't recognize a single one of them. So this should be good, I think. All right. I guess I'll be making these picks on my phone. All right, so what do we got going on here? Let me turn the Wi-Fi off of my phone. Bro, you gotta chill with the dad stuff, bro. I'm 21. I can't be any of your dads. I'm sorry. I can't even be a father. Drop Tua. In a shallow league, probably. I'm in a 12-man with Hurts, CMC, Aaron Jones, Swift, Chase, Sutton, and Pitts. What the hell, dude? Are you just telling me what your team is? Jeff Wilson and Ken Walker this week? Too early to tell. I got to be honest with you guys. I haven't. Tomorrow, I'm doing the write-up for the running back matchups video, so I literally don't even know the matchups this week. Anything that I give you guys in terms of, Josh Allen at the 101. But anything I give you guys in terms of, start-sit decisions, take it with a grain of salt. Big fat asterisks. I haven't sat down and done rankings myself yet. But I think I would lean Jeff Wilson there. Do you like David Montgomery or Breece Hall, or both over Mixon? Probably both over Mixon. Should I trade away Aaron Jones for Joe Mixon +1? What do you mean +1? Like plus a piece or plus a first? Gabe Davis is sell high. I don't think anyone's going to be really buying him for super high, but he's kind of a decent buy high. What else we got in here? Drop Dotson for Eno? Yeah, I think you could. I would only drop Dotson for Eno if Eno Benjamin would be borderline getting into your starting lineup this week. If not, then you can just hold. What value do I think Dalvin Cook has rest of season? Such a weird question in terms of what? I guess he's kind of like he's an RB1. Outside of that, it's tough to narrow in on that. But I think probably has decent value. Wow, so McCaffrey, Kelsey, Lamar, Mark Andrews, huh? Should I be stubborn and just go Jamar Chase? No. So Travis Kelsey would be fun. McCaffrey would be fun. I guess give me Kelsey, dude. Pick one rest of season. Gordon, Hunt, Walker. Give me Walker there. What's up, man? Love the videos. Thank you, brother. What do we got? My three first round picks were on my bench last week, being Najee, Swift, and Pitts. What the heck should I do with Najee? You truly hate to see it. You kind of just have to hold. Yeah, I mean, you can't sell him at this point. You're going to sell him for way too early, bro. Or way too low. At this point, you just have to hold on to Najee, kind of just cry yourself to sleep every night. That's pretty much all you can do. Would I give up Ayuk for Pitts? I think I would. I think I would do that. Been a while since I've catched a stream. How are you doing, bro? Really? What's going on, Flaccovelli? Flaccovelli, you're the man. I'm doing all right. Business week is a little bit tough during football season, but it is what it is. Can't complain. Had my buddy's birthday over the weekend. We had a great time. Saw some of the boys. I've been good. What do we got? Drop Algier for Eno. I would prefer Eno by a hair. It really just depends if you need somebody to start this week, I'd go Eno, but I prefer Algier as a stash. Algier or Brian Robinson? My God. That one's super close. I think I go Algier, though. The issue I have with Brian Robinson is I think that he's talented. His upside is just tough in this backfield where, like, McKissick has the passing stuff on lock, so he has no upside there. And then Gibson, say what you want about Gibson, he's going to dig into the between the tackle stuff. So you kind of have Brian Robinson, like, operating like the 30 to 40% of the snaps area. I'm not sure how he becomes relevant without a McKissick injury, or I guess a Gibson injury. So to me, he's kind of more of a handcuff, if anything. I probably prefer Algier. I think that Algier has a little bit more upside where, you know, Cordobello Patterson's injury could be worse than it was first sort of reported on. Maybe he takes over the backfield. I think he has a little bit more upside there. Wow, so Devontae Adams and Tyreek Hill, second-round picks. I'll take that all day long. You can definitely see with this. What the hell is J2 doing grabbing like two? It's not Superflex. I don't know why he grabbed Mahomes there. Why would he do that, dude? I wanted Mahomes for my Kelsey. That was like half of the reason I even picked Kelsey. That's actually insane. Like, now I'm pissed off, dude. I guess I'll go Tyreek. That's very annoying. But you can kind of see how things are kind of correcting themselves where wide receivers really sort of ruled things early on, right? Where wide receivers, like Tyreek Hill was up here. You had A.J. Brown, like, over this area. You had Jamar Chase up here. Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill were all first-round picks. The tide sort of turned a little bit. You also have quarterbacks that are just becoming super inflated now. Or not inflated, I think for good reason. They're becoming more expensive, but you see quarterbacks getting pushed up now. You have Andrews and Kelsey kind of holding their weight. So wide receivers had a pretty big gap on the field after week one, but now it's looking like things are kind of evening themselves out a little bit. What else we got in here? I'm going to kind of just jump around, see what sticks out. What do we got? DK, Fournette, and Muth for Andrews. Wow. So DK, Fournette, and Freiermuth. I guess that's Cordero, Patterson, and Etienne. You have Pitts at tight end. If you have Pitts at tight end, I think I would just roll with Freiermuth's side. Man, Andrews is such a game changer, but it feels like you're giving up Andrews. Like, Cordero, Patterson, and Etienne are barely even trade pieces in this deal. That one is tough. That one's super tough, man. I think either side I would just hold, if I'm being honest. Need to drop one, Gibson or Ayuk. Probably Ayuk, but it sucks. Do you prefer London or Olave rest of season? At this point, probably Olave, just because of how crazy Arthur Smith's offense has been. Would you start Garrett Wilson, ETN, or Ayuk in the flex this week? It's tough, man. It's tough. The flex questions this far out, fellas. I'm just gonna be honest. I haven't even touched my weekly rankings yet. I don't dive into the next week's stuff until tomorrow. On the top of my dome, I'll go Garrett Wilson, but please don't lock that in. So we're looking at Swift here, huh? Let's just go with a classic 0 RB team. I'll go T. Higgins here. Get some of that. Damn it! Why did I think KC was playing against the Bengals in week 17? They're not. They're playing against. KC is playing against Denver. Would you trade Waddle and Hollywood for Chase? Oh man, probably not. That's a lot to give up. I have Saquon, Connor, Dylan, Walker at running back. Chase. Okay, so you're just Saquon, Connor, Dylan, Walker at running back. Chase Brown, Pittman, Dobbs at wide receiver. Yeah, I think I'd still hold on to things there. Brian Robinson on my bench. Should I replace him with Boone? Nah. I think I'd still take Robinson over Boone. Should I trade Lenny or Mixon for Hall? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't buy that high. Pittman and Bateman or Kittle and Lockett. Probably Pittman and Bateman side, but it's very close. Kind of just depends where you're at tight end. It's surely time to panic on Elijah Moore, somebody who through 5 weeks has done nothing for you. If you have to drop him in a shallower league, like let's say it's a 10-team, like 6 bench league, then he's probably droppable. In like 12-teamers and stuff, I think if you could hold on to Elijah Moore, you probably should. Should I drop Gibson? What the hell? Should I grab Gibson and drop Jamal Williams? Probably not. Miles Sanders or Clyde Edwards-Helaire going forward? Probably still Clyde. James Robinson and Olave for T. Higgins. I think I would prefer Robinson side. It really just depends where I'm at running back and wide receiver. Trade Hollywood before Hopkins comes back. I kind of like the idea of buying Hollywood. Like, if you can get him because the manager is selling him for cheap because Hopkins is coming back, I think I would buy him, man. I've been talking about it. I don't think that Hopkins is just going to come back and be like a top, like 15 to 20 talent at wide receiver. Like, he showed signs last year that he might be dust. Like, Hopkins, I think, is like around the same age as Julio at this point. Like, I don't feel great about Hopkins whatsoever. Should we lean into 0 RB or should I take Kamara here? Let's take Kamara. Coming off like his first good week of the season. We'll just have Kamara as our hero RB, which is pretty sweet. Do I think Chubb is valued too high? In terms of rest of the season, probably not. Here's the thing. I don't love him in dynasties. I do think long term his archetype of like being an elite between the tackles guy and not really catching passes won't work long term, but he's been so hot and seasonal. That's why I haven't listed him as a trade or as a sell target or anything. He's been so hot that you just have to keep on riding him out. And I do think that he's probably in that same tier rest of season at this point. Like he's just been that hot. So I think there is something, when you're looking at through a micro lens of the season, you kind of do have to give him that respect. He probably is right outside of that top tier. Like I would probably put Saquon in a tier by himself, maybe JT there, but I think after that Chubb is right in there. Pick one Superflex all time. What kind of question is this? What kind of all-time league are you in, brother? I think probably has to be Marshall Faulk there, though. Should I trade or hold Cook? If I trade, who do I target? I already have good wide receivers. I was actually talking about in the video I just recorded for tomorrow in the trade targets video, but I like trading. If you can trade out of Dalvin Cook and into Joe Mixon and get a piece on top of Joe Mixon, I think I would do that all day. Is it worth stashing Dotson and Jameson Williams, or dropping one of them for Pierce/Eno this week? I think you can maybe. I'd probably still just hold on to those guys. Pitts or Zach Ertz. God damn it, dude. Are you really gonna ask that question? Is this really what we're starting today with, dude? We're gonna start poking and prodding at the Kyle Pitts. Dude, I think rest of season, I think I still have to go with Pitts there. I think I still have to go with Pitts, man. I do. Ertz has been good. I do think with Hopkins back, I do think with Rondale Moore in there, things should come down, but it is extremely tough, man. So now we're in round 5. Give me... This has to be wide receiver. I think Devonta Smith is interesting. Deontay Johnson is interesting. You know what? Give me Deontay Johnson, man. As much as he's been bad this year, he's still commanding targets. He's still getting his usage, his volume. Should make him somewhat viable at some point. Is Chase and Ken Walker too much for JT and Brian Robinson? I think it probably is way too much, yeah. What else we got in here? Thanks, Ron. Smash the like button. Yeah, fellas, smash the like button. If you're in here, dude, we got 133 people in here, only 21 likes. Come on now. If I answer your question, especially, smash that like button, dude. What else we got? Pitts for Walker. Kenneth Walker, current running back 1. Your backup tight end is Tanyan. I can't believe we're at this spot, dude. But I think I have to prefer Kenneth Walker to give me Ken Walker over Pitts. Jeez, dude. So down bad. I'm with you on Hollywood and Hopkins. Yeah, man. I've been saying I just don't see it. I think Hopkins will be solid when he comes back, but I just don't think he's going to be like I don't think he's going to be even close to like his 30% target share that he's had in the past. Like, I think 25% would even be too aggressive. I think he'll probably hover around like 20. I'm trying to think of somebody who's active right now that's kind of like a similar guy to him. I guess Michael Thomas is a decent one. But yeah, I don't see him coming back and just like, being the focal point of the offense. It is 100% RB1 season. What would be some good RB2 trade targets? I love Ramondre Stevenson as an RB2 trade target. I guess Kenneth Walker kind of counts, but I think that he's too hot right now to go trade for. I think James Robinson's a great one to go trade for. AJ Dillon as well. Kareem Hunt. Devin Singletary after a quiet game. I think Devin Singletary is still fine. I think the reason Devin Singletary didn't do much this week was just because the Bills are blowing the Steelers out. Oh, come on. Come on, dude. Come on, bro. You're going to hit me with the Cade Otton or Kyle Pitts question, dude? In Dynasty, too? In Dynasty? Cade Otton on all formats? But yeah, I'm just goofing. Man. Man, there's a lot of wide receivers in this area that I like. Let me get Judy. I still like these Broncos, man. I think Judy's going to be... I've had Judy as a trade target like a bunch in the past few weeks, and I know that he hasn't been great so far. But man, I have such a hard time believing that the Broncos are just going to stay this bad forever. Like it is... Russell Wilson, just looking at his career averages or even his averages over like the last 3 years, man, it is so unlikely that he remains this bad for the entire year. I do think a lot of these Broncos will rebound in value as the years go on. We got a super chat from Smooth Criminal. Let me see. What do we got, Smooth Criminal? What's up? Smooth Criminal ENT. Trade Godwin for Kenneth Walker. Nah, give me Godwin there for sure. I think better days are ahead for Godwin here. He's still kind of working back from his ACL. I think he was a little bit limited. There. Or he's been limited. I think that he didn't play a ton of snaps this week. I'm not sure. I thought I saw something on the utilization report that he wasn't playing a full, what he usually does. I think that he's still ramping back from his injury, but he should be like a top 15 wide receiver rest of season, locked and loaded. What do we got? We got Brock in here. Dude, I was thinking of you, Brock. Dude, I can't believe that Colts Broncos game. I can't believe you guys got away with a win there. Truly, brother. It's been such a tough year for you guys, I feel like. Thoughts on Brandon Ayuk rest of season? It's tough because I don't think he's done anything yet, right? I don't think he's even given you like 1 week you can feel good about. Right? Ayuk. But I mean, yeah, geez, man. He hasn't given you a single week you can feel good about. He has 2 weeks with 8 or more targets. He's looked better with Jimmy Garoppolo, but it's just been tough. I will say he does have 3 pretty sweet matchups here. He gets Atlanta, Kansas City, Los Angeles Rams. 3 teams that should kind of draw them out to a shootout. The issue right now with the 49ers is their defense is so good, they don't have to pass with anybody if they don't want to. They can control the game, make it a low-scoring game, and just run the ball, which is really tough for fantasy. Man, I screwed up tight end. I saw Pitts, Waller, and Kittle on the board there when I took Judy and thought, okay, I'll just grab one of those 3 on the way back. Nope. Michael Thomas or Garrett Wilson rest of season. Let's go Michael Thomas. Man, it's crazy to see Terry McLaurin still available. I don't want to believe Russ is staying this bad. I have such a hard time believing he's going to stay this bad. He was asked last year while he was hurt. I mean, like his back, I want to say his back 3-4 games was very good, man. Traded Freiermuth for MT. I love that, man. That's a sweet trade. Calling that football game as an insult to football. I don't think there was a single touchdown. I could be wrong, though. I don't think that there was a single touchdown. I traded Amari Cooper and Lockett for Dalvin Cook and Madison last week. This week, I traded Bateman for Jacoby Myers. I think I prefer Bateman over Myers, and I probably prefer Dalvin Cook over those 2 wide receivers, though. Do we think Deshaun Watson could be the catalyst for an even bigger David Njoku boom? Kind of. I think he's definitely I don't know, man. Deshaun Watson gives me some pause. I just don't know. I think he might suck for a few games, man. I think he might suck for a few games. The guy hasn't played football in 2 full years, and wherever he goes, he's going to get the nastiest booing of all time. So I'm not sure. Maybe next year for sure. I don't know. I mean, I guess anything could be better than Jacoby Brissett at this point, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not all that. I'm not super optimistic, if that makes sense. The Colts have been so bad. People are now going after my boy JT. I truly hate to see it, man. You traded Hollywood, Evans, and Jamal Williams for Debo and Godwin. Oh, yeah. Give me Debo and Godwin side all day, brother. Kittle for Pickens. I have Everett on the bench. Oh, jeez. I can't believe this is the conversations we're having right now. Dude, what is up with these elite tight ends, dude? Kyle Pitts, Kittle, and Waller all suck, dude. It puts you in such a bad spot because having a good tight end is an elite advantage in most leagues. But if your elite tight end hasn't been elite, it's tough to give up on them because you believe that they can give you an elite advantage. But if you hold on to them for too long, they're not giving you an advantage. They're giving you zeros in your lineup. You're paying for replacement level production. It's such a tough dichotomy. Let's go A.J. Dillon, man. I feel like the bet hasn't changed a ton on Dillon. I know that the usage was pretty low against the Giants, but they lost that game. Dillon looked great in week 1. I think he's going to be due for huge blow-up games. And then on top of that, he is maybe handcuff numero uno, where if Aaron Jones was to go down, he would be a top 12 back for that duration of time. How you doing, Ron? What's going on, Jared Smith? I recognize that name. How are we, brother? Trade Kelsey for Pitts, Breece Hall, and James Cook. Probably not. I need a little bit more. There. Singletary or Myers rest of season? I think probably Singletary. Don't you dare dog Jacoby. We ride with 7. No, he's been good. He's been good. He's been good. He was great on the Thursday night game. If you're contenders, you got to go for Jameson Williams. The stash could go off in that offense. I agree, man. I agree. What else we got? What else we got? We had a super chat from Nick. What do we got? Nick Camarini? Nick Camarini? I'm probably butchering that name. What do we got? Thinking about offering Fournette and Dobbins and maybe throw in London if I have to. For Breece Hall and Godwin. I think I like Breece Hall and Godwin for Fournette and Dobbins. I wouldn't be willing to throw in London. If I threw in London, I need something back on their end. I wouldn't want to throw in anything more than like kind of like waiver wire fodder in that deal, if that makes sense. But I like where your head's at with this one. I do like buying Breece Hall and Godwin. You're buying Breece Hall high, but you're also selling Fournette high, who I have to say I'm a little bit concerned with Fournette here, where his whole appeal was just being like the bell cow high value touch guy, and we have Rachaad White 2 weeks back to back now, taking away 8 or more touches, being on the field for like 40% of the snaps, which is not something that has historically been the case with Fournette in Tampa Bay. So, I mean, his usage is taken down a little bit. I mean, he's still scoring. He's still going to get the valuable stuff, but it is just something to watch where he isn't going to get the same volume we had him penciled in for. Is really all there is to be aware of. What do we want this team? Let's go Pollard. I think we want this team to be a 2-5-9-2. The issue with quarterbacks have dried up. It's actually hilarious. So we're gonna like Gino Smith is now that good that he is someone you can put in there as like in a 2 quarterback build in best ball, which is just, I can't believe it. As a Jets fan, I have no choice but to just be super happy for him. Any Jets fan out there that like despises Gino Smith, you're an idiot. I will say though, like Gino Smith is definitely, I mean, he was young and in his 20s, so I mean he's probably matured since then, but like owing that defensive lineman money and then getting punched and breaking his jaw and like costing him like a full season with the Jets was pretty rough. Mike Williams is still high. I don't know if you'll get a ton for him, but I don't mind selling high with Keenan Allen on the way back. What else we got going on here? Let me get some QB trade targets and Superflex. I got Herbie and Ryan, so I need a number 2. Let's see. Let's take a little gander. And we're talking some QB trade targets. So if we're talking like cheap guys, obviously you have like the Genos of the world, the Goffs of the world, the Wentz, Tua. Dude, hate to say it, I'm buying Broncos, man. I'm buying Russell Wilson, dude. If you're out there in a dynasty league that's super flex and you can get Russell Wilson for anything less than a first-round pick, I would be interested in that. If you can trade for him in a super flex like redraft league for like outside of top 15 quarterback value, I would be into that. Now, I'm not saying that this week, Russell Wilson's going to come out here and look sweet and look like the vintage Russell Wilson, but I have to believe, if all makes sense in this world, I have to believe that Russell Wilson from like weeks 11 on at least looks like 85% of himself. Something has to give. I know Adam Harstad had some really cool tweets where he was going through, if you look at Brady's like first like 10 games in Tampa Bay, if you look at like Peyton Manning's first 10 games on the Broncos, they weren't that pretty. All right, we're going to go Tua here. And then they eventually get better. It's tough to get into, especially as a quarterback, it's tough to get into a new system, new OC, new play calling, all of that, right? I don't know what Shane Waldron's offense is. Shane Waldron's offense, it's actually probably pretty similar to something that Nathaniel Hackett might run. But I remember hearing a story of like Brett Favre going to the Jets from the Packers, and he only knew West Coast, and I think I don't know what our scheme was at the time, but he had to get like it translated from whatever it was in to West Coast. Just shows how much you sort of have to learn when you get into new spots. What else we got here? Waddle or Marquis Brown rest of season? That's a close one, but I think I still go Waddle. Dude. I think Tua is going to be back sooner than we think. We got Ron the GOAT in here. What's going on, brother? We got a super chat as well. Bro, you guys are popping out tonight for the rest of season stream. What else we got in here? Logan Bruce Super Chat. Thank you, man. What do we got? 10-team full PPR. Russ, CMC, Kamara, Hall, CeeDee Lamb, A.J. Brown, Sutton, Thomas. Who could Thomas be? Why am I blanking on the name Thomas? You have Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas and Pitts. What move should I be making? Your tight end and quarterback suck right now. Man, there's nothing that really sticks out to me. If you have Damian Pierce, I don't mind selling Damian Pierce. It just, you don't need 4 sick running backs. Michael Thomas, Sutton. I think Pierce would be one of the guys I'd be sort of waving around this trade bait. But yeah, I think I would be streaming quarterback, especially in the 10-teamer. You should be able to stream quarterback pretty easily. And I think you just got to wait on Pitts. But that sounds like a strong team. It sounds like that team is probably 3-2 at the very worst. I could be wrong. And we're buying into Russell Wilson. I just talked about Russell Wilson. He should be better. He should be back. So we're out here. What else we got in here? Dude, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, if you go and keep trade cut, he's definitely trading for less than a first. Definitely, dude. Kadarius Toney or Jameson Williams? Oh, man, that's a tough one, dude. That's a tough one. I think probably Jameson Williams at this point, and it pains me to say it, but we're so close to Jameson Williams being back, and if he is anything of what he's, teed up to be, then he's very, very interesting. D-Hop for Cooks and Keenan Allen? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. If I could trade away D-Hop for Cooks and Keenan Allen, I take Cooks and Keenan Allen side all day long. Who would be a better buy, Mixon or Zeke? Mixon. I'm not gonna spoil too much, but I got a little Mixon piece tomorrow in our trade targets video where I go into depth on Mixon. I think that he's actually an amazing buy for anyone who needs running back help. We had a super chat from Kenzen Perry. I have Jacobs, Henry, Fournette, and Kenneth Walker. Should I trade for a wide receiver? If so, who? You have Debo, Michael Thomas, Drake London, Dobbs, and Pickens. I love the idea of trying to sell Leonard Fournette there. You don't need that many good running backs. You could sell Fournette and try and get yourself into I like Chris Godwin. Who else is up here? So Fournette was like third round in here. I love the idea of trading for Amon-Ra St. Brown a little bit low here. I love the idea of trying to maybe bundle Fournette and something else to get into a Jamar Chase. I like the idea of trading for Godwin. I like the idea of trading for Higgins. I like the idea of trading for CeeDee Lamb if you can. I think Waddle's a fine trade target. I think a lot of these guys in this area are good trade targets. Marquis Brown, if he sees any price dip from DeAndre Hopkins, go out there, buy Marquis Brown. I think Deontay Johnson's not a terrible trade target. He's still getting targets and he's still getting usage. He's just not seeing any efficiency, which should bounce back at some point. We're taking Cordobello Patterson. Fuck it. Well, who else sticks out here? I think this is kind of a fun exercise to go through and just see what sticks out. I do like as well. I think Bateman's not a terrible one. I mean, he kind of had a hot start, got hurt. You can kind of buy an injury discount there if you have time to wait for him. I think Judy as well, just a part of that, like any Broncos that's under the value that you drafted them at, I think are pretty good values at this point. I guess Michael Thomas, people are forgetting about Thomas. I like Garrett Wilson as a buy as well. Somebody who he was like a fringe top 30 wide receiver after like week 2, and now he's at a huge discount. What else we got? I feel like I went through everybody there. 3-2 exactly. Ron's a genius. I knew it, bro. I know a 3-2's team when I see one. I know a 3-2 team when I see one. I don't know why I screwed that up twice. What else we got here? Fournette's my RB2. Should I toss him with DK/Pittman and upgrade to something better? Is there anything better? Oh, dude, if you threw Fournette and Metcalf together, you should be able to get like Jamar Chase or like one of the elite wide receivers. If not, you can just throw Fournette at any of those wide receivers I listed, and you should be in the conversation there. Sutton or Lamb rest of season? Lamb for me. I think I saw it, Kenzen. I think I did. Did I? I think so. think I got everybody so far. Yeah, I got Logan Bruce. I got Kenzon. Think we're looking good. Let me know. Definitely yell at me if I miss super chat. Sometimes I'll just be reading chat and forget. Oh, jeez, dude. I guess it's Kadarius Toney time. You hate to see it. Do we think Tua and Russell Wilson can get me to the promised land? I'm going to say yes. We're going to cut this off as a 2-5-9-2. We got to start getting some better wide receivers here after sort of going away from the well there for a little bit. You have 0% CPAT and 0% Chubb. You feel like a clown for that? Nah, dude. Those are two of my fades too. I will say I didn't get 0% on anybody just because I'm too much of a bitch. Or maybe I got 0% on some people that were a little bit later, but I mixed in. Should I trade Josh Palmer and Lenny for Waddle and Rashad Bateman? I don't think so. Thoughts on Zeke rest of season? Been horrible, but getting lots of volume. Not overly interested in Zeke rest of season. I think that's just kind of been the story with Zeke. I guess in a year like this where getting those 15-point per game running backs are kind of valuable, but I do think you can just find Zeke level production off of waivers if you just grind them hard enough. Jamar Chase for Hall and Marquis Brown. Oh, man. That's very tough, man. I don't think I would give up Breece Hall and Marquise Brown for Jamar Chase. I wouldn't buy for that price, I don't think. I wouldn't buy for that price. It's close enough that I don't think I would sell for that price unless if I had an elite wide receiver with Chase, like a Diggs or a Devontae, something like that. But yeah. I think I would buy Jamar Chase for that price, though. I don't think I would sell him for that price. Olave or Michael Thomas when he gets back healthy? I think probably Olave. I think he's kind of earned that at this point. Gino QB1 for this team. Dude, Gino literally got taken in round 10 before Russell Wilson. Gino Smith literally went before Russell Wilson in a fantasy draft, bro. What the hell is happening? Dude, should I take Mac Hollins here? You stopped at 25. That makes sense. You end up with a lot more zeros when that happens. Guess we're going Mac Hollins. I don't even really love Mac Hollins, but I think for best ball he's fun as a splash week guy. What other stacks do I have to set up here? So I have Tua, I have Tyreek Hill, so we have the Miami stuff going on. Hold on, I'm gonna start queuing things up real quick. So we have Dolphins, and Dolphins play the Patriots in Week 17, which is interesting. Which, who knows who's going to be the quarterback by then? Do we think it'll be Bailey Zappi? Do we think it'll be Mac Jones? I think they'll still probably prefer Mac Jones at this point, but it is pretty funny just hearing the conversations about it. Broncos versus the Chiefs. Wow, Sky Moore's still available. I'd love to take Sky Moore if I could. So if Darrell Henderson makes it back to me, I'll be taking him here. I probably should have taken Darrell Henderson last pick. He's the same bet that he was in the offseason. Round 14 is actually pretty ridiculous. I actually really regret not taking him there. What else we got going on in here? Sell Gabe Davis again. I mean, if you can sell him high for like a top 24 wide receiver, sure. But if I don't think anyone's paying that. And I think that this is just the Gabe Davis experience where he's going to give you these monster weeks and you'll have these monster lows. If you think you can sell high on a spike week, I think you can go ahead. But I think most sharp owners just sort of know that is the Gabe Davis experience. Brock, we got which side are you taking? Higgins, MT, Kamara, or Jefferson, Mostert, J-Mo? God damn, dude. Probably Higgins' side, but it doesn't feel good at all. What's up, Ron? What's going on, Brian? How are we doing, brother? Is this an album cover? This profile picture? Oh my God, Keenan Allen. If you can get Keenan Allen for Jeff Wilson, that's a W. Okay, we got a super chat here. Jamison Williams or Treylon Burks in Dynasty. I actually just did a Dynasty rankings on the Patreon. I have them back to back. I would slightly prefer Treylon Burks at this point. Slightly prefer. They're close though. Do you drop Russell Wilson for Gino? Oh, jeez, dude. If I needed a start for this week, I would. But if I could avoid that and roster them both, I would. Ramondre, I'll take Keenan Allen and Drake London side here. No, not the bot. Not the bot, dude. No, dude. We've escaped Chat 69, XYZ best adult dating site for so long. How do all roads lead back to here? How? How does this happen? Somebody needs to answer for this. Get banned, bro. Jamar Chase and Herbert. If that's Justin Herbert, give me Chase side. If it's Khalil Herbert, give me Jefferson side, I think. Hold on, let me make sure my camera's all set up. Not my camera, but my board. Insane, dude. Insane. How are we gonna get the bots, dude? How can you bot? How can you bot, dude? Should I trade Dylan, Gordon, or DJ Moore for ETN? Probably none of them, I'm afraid. Should I trade Amon-Ra, Breece Hall, and Joku and Terry for Kupp and Mark Andrews? I think so. Ramondre for Waddle. My RBs are Mixon and Kamara. Oh, yeah. If you can trade away Ramondre for Waddle, I think I'd be into that. Trade Kareem Hunt for Tyler Higbee. I'd probably keep Kareem Hunt there. Say Jones or Kadarius Toney rest of season. Give me Kadarius Toney. Come on now. Give me Walker rest of season for sure. Dude, Walker's like a borderline top 24 guy for me rest of season. I don't know where I'll put him in my rest of season rankings tomorrow. But I mean, rookie running back with a ton of juice, long speed on a top 10 offense, like he's going to be like a top 20 to 25 guy. So I have 3 picks left. I have some fun ideas. I imagine Jameson is long gone at this point. What else we got in here? Where's your intro song from? I get that question all the time, dude, and it's one of the most polarizing things on this channel. I have a lot of people saying, dude, your intro is cringy. Please, please, please get it off this video. And a bunch of people saying that song is dope. Where's it from? And I've definitely had thoughts. I have this guy from my hometown, from my high school, that used to rap in high school, and his SoundCloud was like popping at one point. You know, he's still making songs or whatever, but he's not you know, none of you guys would know who he is. But I was debating, you know, reaching out and being like, yo man, I'd love to have one of your songs on my intro because it wouldn't get copyrighted, but I feel like it would be super, I don't know, dude. I feel like maybe I'd be riding his meat just slightly too hard to be asking for a song to put on there. But my intro song to get, you know, to that answer is Juice from possibly the best mixtape of all time, Acid Rap. And for whatever reason, Chance the Rapper put Acid Rap onto like Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff. But Juice, he could never get the rights for. He made that mixtape before he had like a record deal. So it was on SoundCloud, but it wasn't on like Apple Music and Spotify. And none of them had the rights to put it on there until he gave it to them. And for whatever reason, I think maybe they couldn't agree on a price for Juice. So it remains off of those streaming platforms. It doesn't get flagged on my videos, which is pretty sweet. If they hate Chance, they're cringe. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, Chance the Rapper is sweet. Like, Acid Rap is, like, literally one of the dopest, like, mixtapes, albums, whatever, of all time. I still go back and listen to it all the way through, probably, like, twice a year. But still, Ron Himothy Stewart. Burks or Kadarius Toney redraft stash? Probably Treylon Burks. Do you trade Marquis Brown for Devonta Smith and Kenneth Walker? I think I would, but it's very close. The song is how I got hooked. I'll have to see it. No, yeah, like acid rap is literally his peak. I don't really understand. People that hate on Chance are like 14. Yeah, they're either 14 or they're 41. They're one of the other. We got Efren in here. What's going on? We got Efren in here. Huge shout out for your offseason W's this far. Thank you, man. All right, we're gonna go Hunter Henry. We'll go Hunter Henry here. Let's go Hunter Henry at tight end. And then we have one more spot to take a running back. There's a lot of running backs on the board that I like, though. I do like Dontrell Hilliard, Gus Edwards, P. Ryan's fun. Zamir White's fun. But we have the super chat. We got huge shout out for your offseason W's this far. Thank you, man. I'll never understand your dying love for Judy, though, but I digress. My gut tells me to sell high on Damian Pierce. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this potential sell window. Efren, let me know if you're talking redraft or dynasty. Dynasty, I think that he is one of the, like, I don't think you're talking dynasty, but I wanted to touch on it. I think he's one of, like, the most clear sells of all time in dynasty. I've seen people put him, like, in their top 12, top 14. If you can get a first for Damian Pierce, I do that all day long. And it doesn't really have much to do with him as a talent. I think that he's talented. He looked amazing. He's breaking tackles and stuff, but he's probably more like, I think Jacob Sanderson had this comparison, but like, Josh Jacobs, Chris Carson-ish, where he's going to be really explosive. He's going to have really cool highlight plays. He's going to run really violent, but he doesn't have, a ton of pass catching upside, like RB1 overall in his range of outcomes. And then he's also has 4th round draft capital, which means day 3 draft capital really sort of shrinks his range of outcomes long term. He has to be like Alvin Kamara, Aaron Jones to have like long lasting staying power. So I think in Dynasty, I'll be selling all day. But in redraft, I probably just hold. I want to say that Dwayne Mcfarland brought up a good, like, I would hold unless if he, like, emerged for you on a team where you had a bunch of running back depth anyways. And at that point, if he's not making a starting lineup, then sure, go trade. But yeah, my first instinct is to trade with a guy like that, but it seems like his usage is trending in a direction where he has upside for the pass catching role, where he wasn't a crazy good pass, or he didn't have like a 20 catch season in college, but they also just didn't use him in college. If you go back and look, like his yards per out run, his receiving grade, his pass blocking grade were all pretty solid. And it seems like I want to pull up this tweet. And I'll probably pull it up on the screen once we make this pick. But yeah, he said, all right, so actually I'm going to pull it up on the screen. I don't want to read it off without showing it to you guys. Oh boy. Not what I meant to do. Yeah, Pierce is the new James Robinson to me. Like if he was if he had first round draft capital, he'd be rookie Josh Jacobs or Najee Harris, and that would be fine. But without having elite draft capital at running back, it's very hard to be a long-lasting sort of, option in this league. All right, so we're going to go Zamir White with our last pick. And I want to pull up this tweet for you guys. But it seems like so Dwayne McFarland's somebody who definitely aligns with a lot of my takes just in terms of being by the numbers and stuff. Let me not show you guys my search history. Who am I looking for? Dwayne McFarland. But I thought he had a pretty good tweet about this earlier. Yeah, so let me show you guys. So let's put this down here. Let's put this up here because I do think that the Damian Pierce conversation is interesting. Damian Pierce saw a season high 20% of snaps in long down and distance situations in Week 5 when opponents are most likely to blitz. Not much, but a step in the right direction, and now we get a Week 6 bye. If we get that rookie bye week bump, oh my! And the rookie bye week bump, I think, is for real. I'm trying to think of guys who kind of came out of the bye week last year and like looked better. But he said I would buy high on Pierce right now if at all possible. We have seen the floor thanks to almost all of the rushing work despite the bad offense. He was a good receiver blocker in college, so it is within his range. And Burkhead could also get hurt. He's not a spring chicken. So I think if Damian Pierce is someone that's going in your lineup regularly, I don't think you got to sell. I think he's going to be a high-end RB2 with upside for more than that. If you can use Damian Pierce to get your way into more elite options, if you could use Damian Pierce to get yourself into a Jonathan Taylor or a DeAndre Swift or probably not a Breece Hall. When I want to use him, I'd want to use him to get into Mixon or Kamara. But then outside of that, you're good to just hold. I think once you get to this area, like Ramondre, Dobbins, even the wide receivers in this area, like Deontay, London, Gabe Davis, I think I'm chilling there. If I could use Damian Pierce to get into CeeDee Lamb or Amon-Ra St. Brown or something, I'd be into it. But yeah, I think he's someone you can just ride out, man. And he's shown, that 75-yard rushing touchdown, I thought he was going to be a little bit more of a plotter. He's already kind of shown a lot more juice than I thought he'd have. All right, and then we're going to finish it off with this, fellas. We're going to finish it off with this. I got a big day tomorrow. A little bit tired. We did get a video up today. We did get some stuff up for the Patreon today. But this is a good question. Could you name a few people you recommend to follow on Twitter for fantasy? Let's give some love out. I think Dwayne Mcfarland's a great follow. Dwayne McFarland is amazing. I think Jacob Sanderson's amazing. He does this really cool article every week. It's called The Hitchhiker's Guide to Running Back, where he goes through and kind of talks about zero RB, streaming running backs, what his favorite waiver wire pickups are, all of that. Oh, we got a super chat, so I'll go over the super chat too after this. On top of Jacob, who else do I like on Twitter? It's not a lot of people on Twitter I like. Jacob Gibbs, I think, is very good. Of course, I think late round QB, JJ Zach Greason's great. I think Pete Overzet's funny on Twitter, but it doesn't sound like you want jokes. For data, I think Adeko is good, but that's more dynasty. Josh Larkey's good. Bean Counter's good. I think Akash is good. I think Dynasty _IM is good. But they operate more in the dynasty realm of things. Who else are sweet Twitter followers? There's definitely some people that I'm forgetting. I think Edwin Porras is probably one of the best doctor types around. And yeah, I think that's enough. I think that's enough meat riding for today. Is there a way to read the Sean Siegel article without paying? I don't believe so, sadly. FSC boys are solid as well, yep. What else we got on here? Super chat from Ben Bout Dallas. What a name. Ben Bout Dallas. You really Ben Bout Dallas. Hurt, CMC, Aaron Jones, Swift, Brian Robinson, Chase, Sutton, Pittman, Dobbs, Pitts, and Njoku. What moves would you make? League says my team is poop. Dude, how is this team poop, dude? How can it be poop? This is a stacked squad, bro. Oh, Ian Harditz is great too. How can this team be bad, dude? CMC, Aaron Jones, Swift, Chase, Sutton, Pittman, Dobbs, Pitts, and Njoku. Dude, I don't think I would make a single move if I had that team, bro. If I had that team, I wouldn't make a single move, man. I think it looks sweet. There's not even really any trade targets on that team. Pitts and Njoku, yeah. I hate to just sort of shrug my shoulders and say that team's sweet, but that team's sweet. That team's sweet. That's all I can say. We have another super chat. I appreciate it, James. What do we got here? 12-team PPR. Do I trade A.J. Dillon and Lamb for Chase and Madison? Oh, man. Dillon is your RB3. I don't think I would, and this is why. I don't think the gap from Lamb to Chase is that big. Chase has been underperforming recently. I think as soon as Dak is back, Chase and Lamb are about a coin flip at that point. So I think downgrading from Dillon to Madison's a little bit too far. If I could swap out Lamb for a lower end wide receiver on my team and then not trade for Alexander Madison, I think I would do that. But that's gonna do it for us today. As always, I appreciate everyone that came out here. Again, make sure you check out Best Ball Resurrection on Underdog Fantasy. I have the link that takes you right to the website using my promo code. That will be on the live chat, the comments, No, dude. No. Not the bot. But as always, check out Best Ball Resurrection. It's a really cool tournament where it takes place from week 6 through week 17. It's going to close on Thursday. $10 to enter, 100K to first, 500K in prizes. It's a really, really cool sort of special tournament they're doing right now that's going to be closed, and then we're just locked into our DFS style contests for the rest of the season. So make sure you check out Underdog Fantasy, use promo code RON, and I will see you guys in the next one.